When I was 9 till about 16, I was obsessed, overly obsessed with guitar and blues music. And but then when I turned 16, got distracted with other things, you know, mainly just being a teenager and girls and getting into trouble and stuff like that. So started playing country music with my old man who's into Johnny Cash and Mel Haggard and Muddy Robbins and guys like that. And it was more my uncles on my mum's side. She's Maori and she's one of 15 kids and they all play guitar. Three uncles in particular that showed me when I was 12, I'd say, the Steve Ray Vaughan and Robert Cray albums. And yeah, the first time I heard that Texas Flood album, I was just, yeah, this is what I want to play.
Bayou Chevrolet, Lord, Bayou Chevrolet, Bayou Chevrolet, just do something for you, just do something for you. Bayou Diamond Rain, Lord, Bayou Diamond Rain, Bayou Diamond Rain, just do something for you, just do something for you.
Ron and Jeff King, I say it all the time that they're like uncles to me. It's because the circumstances of me joining the band were at a time when I was going through a really hard time. When I was 16, my mum passed away and I was out of home pretty much, renting in Marrickville and just doing gigs around town. So when I met them, they sort of took me under their wing and gave me gigs basically and sort of helped me to survive. And yeah, they've just sort of taught me a lot about playing live and, you know, understanding how the blues is supposed to be played, you know. And I still, you know, regard them as my uncles, you know, from looking after me at such a young age.
Just love me, baby, no. You know I ain't that bad, baby. Just love me, baby, yeah. You know I ain't that bad, no.
When you listen to guys that you really love, you sort of, for me anyway, I look into who they were into and sort of track back to the source, you know, and that's when I started to, at age 12, 13, really start to sort of research, you know, just because I was interested in where it was all coming from, you know, so I went all the way back to Son House and Robert Johnson and guys like that. Say 19, I think it was, I headed over to the States with a mate of mine, Peter Gossine, and just for a 2-week trip, just to sort of go and have a look and see what was going on. And we met the guys from BB King's club in the house band, the King Bees. We went to Memphis that time, and you know, I got into the club. I was under 21, you're supposed to be 21 over there, but snuck in and managed to get up and have a jam with them. And they were really hospitable, you know, and encouraging and saying, oh, this guy's all right, you know, it's from Sydney, you know. They were a little bit surprised of someone from Australia that's so into their style of music. And when that happened, David Bowen was his name, he said, man, if you're ever in Memphis, you know, you've got a gig with us. And so I was like, okay, well, what am I waiting for, you know? So,
when down to the market, buy me some meat, put my money on the counter, pork is all I eat. Times are getting tougher than tough. Things are getting rougher than rough. I'll make a lot of money, just keep spending the stuff.
They just let me pretty much have the band for a set, like a whole set to myself of whatever I wanted to play with them. And it was an 8-piece band, you know, horn section, organ, it was unbelievable. So I was pretty inspired at that time, and I used the band to write my own stuff and try it out with the band, you know. So it was good for me, good for my writing, and just being able to play blues where it's, you know, where it's from, and see how the reaction was, you know, and it was good.
Hey there, sugar darling, come on, give me something. Girl, I've been needing for days now. You look so sweet, and you're so doggone fine. I just can't get you out of my mind.
A lot of people have got an image in their heads straight away when you say blues. They think, you know, either Son House or, you know, B.B. King and stuff like that, the bigger names. But for me, my favourite style of blues is when Albert King was in the early 70s era and he was recording with Stax, and that was a lot of real funky sort of stuff because everyone was sort of going to that style, like even Johnny Guitar Watson, who was, you know, rock and roll blues in the 50s. By the 70s, he's playing funk, you know, and they all did, and I love that crossover from funky soul style blues. I mean, I love the traditional blues, but just for me, I really enjoy the funk side of it, and you know, even guys like, you know, James Brown, Maceo Parker, and Prince, even, you know, all those real funky grooves. I can't not like it. It's great.
I just can't get you out of my mind. You become a sweet taste in my mouth now, and I want you to be my spouse.
My enthusiasm when I'm playing these days is because, you know, I had a long break from playing from when I was about 24 to when I was about 30, driving interstate semi-trailers. So doing that, I think, really put everything in perspective for me, and now I don't take anything for granted, you know. I used to, when I was younger, I used to think, oh, you know, just go and do a gig, you know, but now it means everything to me because I don't want to go back to driving a truck, so I want to make sure every time I play that, you know, I put everything into it, pretty much.